Just really focusing on the details. Be patient and just make sure I be intentful with every day. That's kind of the main thing. Sticking to it day at a time and just not getting too hard, not getting too low.
Was there anything in particular that you would like to see the team do going forward next year to kind of change what happened this year, change the course of it?
We probably can't play exactly what as of right now. Going forward, we have to just kind of address things prior to leading up to the season to put ourselves in the best position to be successful.
Is there any part of your game that you in particular wanted to work on over the offseason? Come back for the better?
I have to go back and watch all of my film off the top of my head. I can't really necessarily pinpoint exactly what that is right now, but I have to go back and watch the film.
How does it feel to get a win like you guys had yesterday after a season like this? How do you kind of balance those emotions? Because clearly there's a disappointment in the locker room, but how do you, a big win for the organization, for you guys in particular, how do you personally balance that?
I think it's great for us to get a win at the end of the season going into this next year, but at the same time, next season is a season, so hopefully it can be something good.
And then the last one for me, you turned to the Guardian cap when you came back. Did you notice any impact from that? Did you enjoy using something you're going to continue using going forward?
I don't really know. Honestly, I was just trying to take precautionary measures after being on the protocol. Minimize my chances, to be on the protocol again. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes next season.
Appreciate you, and thank you.
Ball, that's it. The ball, good things happen, and like I said, man, you just run in and boom, the ball just pop up, man, and we work those drills every day in practice, so it's just, you do it without even realizing it, you know what I mean? And like I said, man, just go to the coaching and the coaching every day.
Talk about that, because you came from a different coach. The other side, we'll get to that in a second, but you came from the other side. What would you like to see the organization do here to kind of get things back on track and finish, or start how you guys finished this season?
Man, just, build on, what we just did yesterday. Continue to stress the details and execution, man. We ended up didn't win a lot of those close games, but we were in them, so the season could have very well been flipped, with our record. So just stressing the details, man, that's the biggest thing. So being a veteran, I can be a part of that, man, just relay my experiences to other people, young people that come in, and just learn from everything, and that's the biggest thing. So.
How did it feel to get a win over your former team in the season?
Man, it felt good, man. Then get a turnover in Green Bay, man, and it was dope.
Were the fans still receptive of you when you came back? I know that I've heard a lot of good things about Green Bay fans.
Yeah, it was cool, man. A lot of people show love, and they're pretty respectful fan base, I say, but it definitely felt good to win over.
And I heard you talking about you and your wife's plans. You guys had a big summer. Nothing in particular, but it's a big summer plan for you guys. Is another active.
Just kind of, if she has events, me supporting her, and just taking time to ourselves, just because both travel and both busy, so just having a little downtime now, just be able to be married and enjoy each other. So.
Does that make it tricky to get your training in the off season at
all? No, because I have a window where I can have trips and everything, and we both just really respectful of it. So whenever she has things to do, just playing accordingly, playing ahead, man. So once I lock in, it's my time to go. She understands.
Do you feel like you improved as much as you wanted to?
I think pretty up and down. I think I got better at some things. Definitely a lot more to improve on, a lot more stuff I can get better at.
As you look at a potential coaching change, there will be a coaching change, and how that might affect the defense. How do you feel like you fit if there's a scheme change, things like that? You've played in multiple schemes before.
Yeah, right. So I pretty much played in pretty much every scheme. I ran a 3-4, 4-3 in college, so I feel like I can play any scheme. Sure.
When you look back at the schemes you have been in, is there one that you prefer?
No, I like to play ball. I'm a ball player, so you can line me up in anything. I feel like I do a pretty good job at it.
They did a lot of work last season. This season, do you have a set plan already?
Yeah, same thing. Hitting rolling as soon as, take a couple of days off from hitting rolling, getting after it off rip. Same plan.
This is a different offseason because you can watch the games all the time.
Yeah, it's pretty. You mean as far as like say like looking to see what coach? Yeah, I'll be looking of course to see what coach we get, and that'll let me know as that coach get here and he hires a DC. That'll let me know pretty much what scheme we'll be in. So yeah, I'll definitely be looking.
Because there are so many unknowns going into the offseason, what are your emotions just as you pack up and finish this one?
I think it was up and down for us, and then we didn't, you know what I'm saying, finish like the goal that we had at the beginning of the year. We didn't finish that way, but we got a good win yesterday, so it was good to finish on the win.
Well, what if Eric Washington and Thomas Brown or Brian Hope, what have they told you that they want you to work on?
I haven't talked to him yet, but I got a meeting at 12 o'clock. So.
How about yourself? Like, if there's being self-critical, there's one thing you want to improve going into year 3, what would it be?
I would say stay consistent. Keep it. I think I started out pretty hot. And I'm gonna keep that rolling next year. Just stay hot all year. I think it's tough for him. I think he's done a good job he stayed consistent. The whole year we got the same, pretty much the same Thomas Brown, so he stayed consistent.
How did he communicate with the defense? Because obviously for so long he was only on the offensive side of the ball. How did he get through to your unit?
I think he actually did a good job at letting Coach E-Dub, you know what I'm saying, do his thing. And he talked to us as a group, like as a unit, as a team, but I think he did a pretty good job at just, you know what I'm saying, calling the offense, doing the offensive thing, and letting Coach, not stepping on Coach TV toes, so, Coach E-Dub toes. So.
Just have to get back to the it's doing a lot better.
What's the off-season rehab plan for that? Is it something you think can be mitigated pretty quickly?
I believe so. It's a lot of things I can do here. I'll be up here for a little bit, and then once I get fixed, I'll figure out what I'm going to do and where I'm going.
How would you look at your season?
I'd say there's definitely a few positives. I started off rough. Definitely improved throughout the whole year. And then Nixon stuff always just got me again. And it's just one thing I needed to hammer, and it's something I wanted to improve.
How would you describe this season as a whole? Like somebody asked you that seen any games this year, what would you say about this team?
I'd say one thing about this team is definitely that stood out was definitely resilience. A lot of things didn't go away, especially offensively. We came in there with a lot of big expectations, and just a lot of things didn't go our way. And, as the whole offense, as a whole year we got through, we just had to start faster. That was all.
Teven, do you think you'll be back? Are you prepared to just go out into free agency and ready for a move? Or? What would you like to happen? When's the last time that you guys talked at all about the contract?
Been a while, so I think it's all fun anymore.
And if not early in the season, you're kind of waiting to do the contract extension. Do you think you've done enough to deserve a long-term deal?
It's up to everybody's opinion.
You say it's a toss-up, though. Do you kind of 50-50 on whether you want to be here still? Is that what you mean by that?
We'll see how things go, how things play out. I got to do what's best for my family as well.
What's the pros and cons? Like, why would you want to be here? Why would you want to get a fresh start?
Drafted here, of course. I've been through a lot of things here. My daughter was born here. There's a lot of things that I got a house here. It's really like a home stay for me. I wanted to stay, and I guess the good thing. Opposite side of that, I get a fresh start, get a new narrative, see if I can be who I want to be, see where I can go from there.
When you think about how you felt at the start of the season and how you're feeling now, how would you describe just your emotions?
I'll say frustrated, but that's what happens.
Maybe that goes to this question. How would you sum up your time?
I wish I went a lot better. A lot of things I could have done better myself.
a lot of things I wanted to do at the beginning of the season, like leave no doubt for other contract stuff. But I didn't do enough on my part. Where now there's still questions, so that's I failed in that.
He's great. You know, he always has a great message, and you know, some people it resonates with, and others, you know, they'll take a few key notes from what he says. But I think his intentions are always to maximize everybody's emotions and lead them into the game.
So did the energy just start to feel different when he started addressing everybody?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Did you have any confrontations with him? He was talking about how sometimes confrontation is necessary. Did he ever have to?
Nah, not with me, man. Nah, man. Me and him kind of seen eye to eye on everything. You know, obviously he was a running back, so the run game, you know, kind of came alive more when he took control. So you know, no bumping heads over there.
Did it mean anything to you when Caleb said, like, hey, everyone's talking about my offensive line, but a lot of the sacks were on me?
I think a lot of people overlook having a young quarterback, where a lot of the fall comes, regardless of who the quarterback is. I believe a lot of the fall comes down to the O-line. You know, obviously a handful of them sacks are obviously on us, but I think towards the end of the season we kind of took a little more control over that and kind of settled down. But you know, he's a young quarterback. You know, obviously he's going to adjust, so there's going to be mistakes. So, you know, it's a kind of I don't even know how to put it. It's kind of on both of us, you know what I'm saying? You can't just blame him. From the outside in, it's going to look like it's one person's fault, but, you know.
Matt, what's your process of figuring out your own future and where you go next?
I mean, I've been pretty vocal on, you know, me wanting to stay here. But, you know, whatever happens. You know, I'm going to have my meeting here after this. So, you know, I'll talk to him about it and kind of get the ball rolling. But, you know, whatever happens.
Some of that may hinge on who they hire. Do you have curiosity in following everything that goes on here?
I kind of don't try to dwindle on that. I like keeping a clear mindset. You know, I did what I had to do. Hopefully it's here. If not, you know, it is what it is.
You played next to him the entire most of the season, and you played the position. What's the next step for Darnell?
Oh man, yeah, Darnell, young guy as well. He's figuring it out. You know, I tried to give him as much, you know, information and teaching as I could from playing that position. But you know, he's far more athletic than I am, so I think he has a bright future ahead of him. Once he figures it out a little more, I think he's going to be a dominant player.
You do think it's just the mental part of it, just having to catch up?
Yeah. Physically, you know, he is what he is. I think it's all, when it comes down to players like him, it's all mental. But I think he's figured it out a little bit more. You know, and then hopefully next year it'll click a little bit better.
We beat Green Bay. Okay? I'm just kidding. All right, you got it. You guys got it.
Did you have your meeting with Ryan Poles?
Yeah.
And how did that go?
It was good. It was a long meeting, but it was very good. I feel like we saw a lot of different things, and him and I had a lot of communication throughout the year, before the season, during the year, during the off season, before the season, and during the season, and you know, we just had to reflect on a lot of different things that we talked about.
How long did you guys speak?
I think for almost an hour.
Oh, an hour? Okay.
So, Royce, you've been in this locker room for a while now. What do you think was missing in here this year?
I think, you know, we have a roster. You know, obviously, you know, to lose, 4 close games, you know, to teams that's all going to the playoffs, that shows that sort of the talent is here. Obviously, just having, you know, the glue to put everything together and to, you know, push the details and I'm trying to find a word for it, but to obviously, you know, get the best out of everyone, you know, find the right person to get the best out of everybody.
What was Ryan Poles most interested in picking your brain about or asking you?
No, I just think that to where from him knowing, you know, the type of player I am and, you know, him investing in me and the communication that we've had, you know, since I've been here and throughout the whole year, I feel like, you know, there's a lot of things to reflect on.
How would you evaluate your season?
I feel like, you know, I did some good things. You know, despite, you know, how everything went, I'm very happy that I was able to produce and, you know, show up and do things to, impact however I can. Obviously, there's a lot more meat on the bone, and I feel like just for the whole D line, you know what I'm saying. So I feel like it's a challenge for us to kind of work and figure out how to get better from this and put everything together for next year.
How would a potential scheme change affect you?
I mean, honestly, I'm fine as long as we're attacking and going. Offensive linemen don't like that, so that's where I'm more comfortable in. My first 4 years in the NFL, I played in the read, and my last 4, I played in attack. So that's enough experience for me to know, how I can play faster.
With whoever they hire to bring in, what are the important things to do? What kind of tone needs to be set right away with the new head coach?
I feel like the outside world knows what we're capable of. So any coach that comes in knows that to where you get a talented team, but being a disciplined, detailed, tenacious team, is something that we need to do to surpass going home early and being able to play playoff football.
Is it too simple to say that it's a Hail Mary and walking in to change the season?
I feel like it maybe took a few people's hope. You know what I'm saying? Not me. I feel like you got to go back to start back fighting. You know what I'm saying? No matter what is given. But yeah, I mean that Washington game was something that tore. Obviously, I feel like it definitely put a dagger in a lot of people.
Why the laughter? Like when you think about that?
Because that was so long ago.
Oh.
How would you describe the release of emotion that the players felt yesterday afternoon when that game?
Come on, man. I mean, honestly, I hate to say it. I feel like, I've been watching this game for so long, but that was very, I saw people in the comments saying that was our Super Bowl, which, I mean, it's bigger because it's a rivalry, how far back it goes, with the Packers and the Bears, but then to where they know they shouldn't have beat us the first time, you know what I'm saying? So to get them back this time was definitely, bittersweet.
You obviously know how heavy that losing streak was because it goes back from before the Hail Mary game.
Yeah. I mean,
for the players that'll be back, how important is it to not have to carry that weight through the next 8 months? That you guys got that out of the way yesterday.
I mean, any relationship, especially you gotta let it go. You gotta move on to the new and then figure out how, to learn from this. And it's not like Coach E said something. That's not the end. It's the beginning of something. So we just have to be able to. Dial in and guys take care of themselves this offseason and come back fighting.
The defensive rankings went down as the season went on. Why do you think that was, and how fast can it be fixed in an offseason?
I feel like, when Coach E took over, he had to get the, understanding the type of system he was in and the guys he had and calling plays himself. And once he got to understanding, all right, this is the skill set I have, of the guys I have, all right, let me work around that. I feel like he did a great job, from holding Seahawks to 0 touchdowns into, giving Green Bay a fight yesterday.
If Mike Vrabel was the person that came in here as head coach, what would your reaction be?
I knew when I was going to ask that question. I knew it. If they will come in, tell you what, my bush is going to get cut out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry, but that's the truth, though. You know what I'm saying? I feel like discipline will be laid right down from the first day. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the small things that we've done and got away with, that won't happen no more. So just from my personal experience, not saying this is what I've been there. Sure.
Was there too much BS?
He needs that.
Was there too much BS?
No, I would say that to where there's not too much BS. I just think that to where with the skill set that you have, and I mean, why not maximize everything? So you don't want to leave no doubt behind of how much potential. If I'd done this a little bit more, we could have done this. I know for a fact you're going to bring in a guy that's not going to leave no doubt.
You dealt with change in your career, you changed teams a bunch of times. How can you learn to deal with uncertainty? You don't know what the field's going to look like, who you're really playing for, what the team's going to be. How do you deal with that?
Man, gotta be a man, control what you can control. So, gotta go in the offseason, gotta get back healthy, gotta figure out a routine to figure out, to help me figure out how to have success this year. Because obviously, last year, routine didn't work, so figure out how to get better and then just go from there. And then, once they make the announcement, then we'll go from there.
Did you realize how important you were to this defense?
Yeah, you know, I was a starter, so that's very important. But I believe everybody should play something and do to step up.
How helpless did you feel when you saw the defense struggling the defensive line at times, and you're not out there?
I was out there just to say my piece. I could just talk to them. Yeah, I'll come back next year, so I'll be ready.
What's your plan for the offseason as far as back in practice?
I won't be back until OTAs or something like that. But just get this right, get this back healthy. You know, it's not gonna hold me back. So we'll get it back to the same strength on this side and be all right.
You expect you would be good to go?
Yeah. I should be good.
Being forced to watch as a team losing, what did you observe was going on? What did they need? What was missing?
Just capitalize on certain moments. You know, that's all I can tell. From on the couch. You know, it's hard to analyze it as a player when I wasn't there. So but I think those guys understood what they needed to do, and I think they worked at it. It just came short a few times.
What needs to change as far as the way things are run around there?
I'm not there, so
You're a veteran. You've been around.
They don't pay me for that one.
What needs to be handled differently?
We just hold each other more accountable, honestly, from a player standpoint. If we see something in practice, say something. So just some more accountability. Win the culture, basically.
We hear that a lot, like accountability and discipline and all that from a lot of the players. It seems like that's an overriding theme. Was there not enough of that in training camp or even the beginning of the season?
I think we could have started a little bit earlier. I think so. I think we got a little bit behind on that part.
What made you realize that? Was there something in hindsight that you're like, man, we let that go and that's not
It's just all the little things. It was looking at even myself, I could have been more accountable on certain things as far as my play style. I just didn't have accountability for myself. I think I should have started that earlier, just as everybody else.
What do you think? Why do you think that was? Was there a level of complacency with the players, with anybody, like that led to a lack of maybe being more focused on the details?
I can't speak for everybody. I think sometimes when you're in the defense long enough, you feel a little bit more comfortable with yourself, and you don't know exactly what's going to be needed throughout the year. And when it's asked of you, you need to be ready to do that, basically.
What are you looking for out of a head coach? What are some important traits you're going to coach?
Basically, everything I've been saying, leadership and accountability, basically.
Have you had your meeting with Ryan Poles?
No.
Have they indicated anything to you your future here and a role for next year and things like that?
I'm still under contract, so
right.
I'll show up and say I'm ready to go.